What's up, y'all? It's Certified Chat, and we are back with another video. So, before the video gets started, I'm gonna need you to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and make sure that you share this video with a friend, and make sure that friend share it with their friend, and make sure their friend share with their grandma.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so tell them what's the topic for today.
Okay, so the topic for today is consistency. So, yeah.
All right, get started.
All right, so the first question for today is how do you define consistency in your life?
Okay, so how do I define consistency? Like, I would say consistency is more. I look at consistency as like a repetitive thing. It's something that happens like a pattern. Like it's something that happens over and over and over and over and over and over again. So it's like you being consistent with getting up at 5 a.m. every day. It's like a pattern. You know, that's how I define consistency.
5 a.m. is crazy.
Yeah, that's some big dog stuff to change, you know?
Y'all got that though. Anyways, so for consistency for me is exactly pretty much what she said, repetitive, because I think we all know what consistency is in general, being consistent with something. So consistency in my own life is something I'm doing over and over again, but not only doing it over and over again, I'm getting better and better with whatever it is. Like I'll just say, like with cooking, you kind of go from, frozen food to making fresh food because you know what you're doing. So you've gotten better and better as time has went on. So that's consistency for me. Second question that we have is how do you handle setbacks or challenges that arise that can impact consistency?
That's a good question. So, I remember talking about this this question. So basically, whenever you have something going on that's impacting your consistency, I would classify that as persistent. So there's a difference between consistency and persistency. So with consistency, it's just like a pattern of something. But persistency is something where obstacles come and then you just constantly do it. So I remember me and my brother was talking about this, and consistency is kind of like walking on a treadmill. You're consistently walking in place. It's a consistent pattern. But persistency is something that you look as like in life. Life throws obstacles at you. Life gonna throw stuff at you, but you keep going. That's persistency. So, yeah, that's something I would describe that as.
Okay. That's a very good example. For me, if I handle setbacks and challenges, I think it's just you know that stuff's gonna come, especially when you're trying to consistently get better at something. You know, something's gonna arise, something's gonna happen. But I think when those moments do happen, you really have to remember why you even started in the first place.
Right.
Why you wanted to be consistent with whatever it is in the first place. Like for instance, like the treadmill, I'm gonna use that, but using this in the sense of working out. Like you say you want to work out 3 times a week.
That's a persistent thing.
For instance, and you're great, you like great for like the first, 3-4 weeks, and then that fifth week hit, you like, we want some Popeyes, worked and hit,
it's raining outside, it's cold outside, you don't want to walk, but you know, like this is what I want. Like, I want that summer body, quote unquote. But that's being consistent or persistent, or however you want to look at it.
Yeah. So just going like into that, remembering why you started. So why did you start working out in the first place? You wanted the summer body, you wanted to look better, you wanted to feel better, you want to fit into that pair of pants you ain't worn in 20 years or whatever it is, then this is what you have to do in order to get to that level of being consistent. So just when you get setbacks and challenges, no, they're gonna come. Don't let that deter you from being consistent though. You can always get back on track. Don't think you're too far gone from being able to get back on track. Even if it's you've been off the rocker for like 6 months, you can get back on. You just gotta ease yourself back into it. That's all. But yeah. So number 3 on today's questions is what is a time that consistency paid off for you?
A time where consistency paid off for me. I would say saving,
Mm.
consistently saving money. I remember in high school, like my mother would give me every month. She'll give me like $100, but I had no reason like to spend the money because I wasn't buying my own food. Nothing was. I wasn't buying nothing. You know, I was. That was something that was being provided. So
Mm.
what I did, I just saved it because what am I spending money on? So I ended up saving all of that money, and then like once I knew that I was going to college and it was time for me to move, some of that money went into like my dorm stuff or
Mm.
like clothes that I want to buy. So that's something that consistency paid off for.
Well, I would say it's paying off right now, but I would just say like with school, for instance, like getting to a college degree, because that's something that has had to consistently happen basically since elementary school. I had to be consistent.
All your life, basically.
Yes, basically elementary, middle, high school, because you gotta have certain grades, certain SAT, ACT scores, recommendations, all types of stuff to get into school. Then when you get here, it's like that's really just the beginning of the work.
Literally.
Like all of that was like training grounds. This is like the big leagues getting here. So consistently just turning in assignments, showing up to class, paying attention, but not really paying attention. I mean, you pay attention enough to pass. I'll say that, you know, unless the class is ridiculously interesting, which a majority of them are not. You're really not. You're gonna pay just enough attention to pass and do well. To be honest, at least in my case, I can't speak for everybody, but for me, that's what worked for me the best. But I would say that finally, like that consistency is going to pay off because I'm gonna get my degree in May. So even after like changing major, because I was one of them changing major type of chicks. So I changed my major probably like 3 or 4 times, and I ended up with the major that I chose like that second time around anyway. But I figured that out, though, you know. So I was consistent. I'm getting my degree, so consistency paid off there.
Hey, she's gonna get that degree.
I'm gonna pop that in the camera when we make a video on that day, cause y'all gonna see that. All the work I did to get to that point. Yeah. All right. Getting into our fourth question: how does consistency help you build credibility?
Ooh, credibility. Explain it so I can have a better.
Oh, like credibility, like basically you're trustworthy. Like somebody can trust what you're saying is credible information.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'll have repeat that question.
How does consistency help you build credibility?
Okay. How have consistency created credibility? I'll say
You need an example first.
yeah, yeah. Go ahead and answer that question first, so I
Okay. Okay, so in credibility, I'm trying to get people to trust me and trust what I'm saying. I'm just going to use the sense of credit cards, right? I had credit cards before Maya here, right? So my consistency with helping to build my own credibility about what I knew about credit cards is I was sharing the information that I had gained of owning a credit card, the benefits of it, what you get out of it, why it's important to have one, things of that nature. So finally, that helped convince Miss Maya to get a credit card because of the consistency. Like as long as you pay it off, you get the cash back, you get good credit score, your score rises, everything like that. It helped to build credibility in that situation.
definitely. So yeah, that's a very good example. Or something that I have been getting my friend and my partner to do is building that trust with a high yield savings account because they don't really know nothing about that. So I was showing them like the perks of why it's better to just not only get a savings account but get something where your money is basically making money. So why not? You know what I'm saying? So I was giving them examples as to why you want your high yield savings account to be at least 3% or higher. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I guess that could be an example.
That's a good example. Because like, some people don't understand that. So it's like sometimes your consistency can help them to be able to want to be consistent with something, especially if they're not knowledgeable about the topic.
Yeah.
You know, it's something. For instance, like when I had a credit card, I had a credit card for several years. That was something that Miss Maya had never really known about. She didn't have one. You know, so me being able to say the benefits and what it has shown me and my consistency of paying it off, that I'm able to get a higher credit limit. Goodness gracious, credit limit, I get cash back rewards, I get this, I get that, my credit score raises, everything like that. It helps to show the benefits of why somebody should be consistent in what you're trying to get them to know about, what you're trying to share your knowledge and credibility about ultimately. So, all right, our next question is, are there ways to balance between being consistent and being flexible?
Okay. I definitely think there are ways to balance between being consistent and flexible.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, that I feel like those two definitely intertwine with each other because being flexible is kind of just like strategizing. Like you're very good at strategizing whatever you're trying to do, whether that's your time, whatever you're trying to do. So if you are consistently okay, I could do this at this time, or I could like kind of like time management, kind of. So like you're strategizing your time and how to manage it. So and it's more so of the balance too, because when you're flexible with certain things, you also know how to not only strategize, but you also know how to balance things. So when you're consistently doing that for however long, then yeah. So I definitely think that you can definitely intertwine
Yes, there is a difference. I mean, no, there's a difference. There are ways for you to balance. Because I forgot the question. There are ways for you to balance being consistent, being flexible. I think when we are trying to be consistent with things, like yes, things are going to come up, so it's going to require you to be flexible in certain situations. You know, you're not going to always be able. You know, for instance, like we said again, exercising. You're not gonna be able to always exercise like if you say I want to go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That might not be something that can go in your schedule every single week.
Yeah.
You might be able to do it like week on, week off, where maybe it's like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah.
You know, because you have to be flexible because something may come up with work. You might have a family. You might have to go take care of something for yourself or your car or whatever it may be. So you have to be able to be flexible in certain situations. Now with flexibility, now I don't think that's just that you can just, say like you use flexibility in every single situation. Like you ain't gotta be that damn flexible now. Like that flexibility that you gotta be so flexible that you're not consistent with what you're doing anymore at all.
Yeah.
Your flexibility is like way up here, consistency is right down here. That's not gonna work,
You gotta make sure those two are on the same level.
Yeah.
Because if you flexible with everything and then you're consistent, baby, where's the no, this ain't no.
You're not gonna be able to build any type of pattern for your life with that because you're talking about I have to always be flexible. It's like no, you don't.
Yeah, it's kind of like that's like you like with the workout. That's like you say, okay, I'm gonna do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but then you're trying to be all flexible. Now you every week it's Monday, Thursday, Friday, or Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like
Or you talk about another instance is like you want to start saving money, so you find out you spend a lot of money eating out. So you're like, I'm gonna eat at home, So you're like, I'm gonna cook at home, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Okay, cool. But then you start seeing that that's too much for you, it's too many dishes or whatever. You get lazy, then you start eating out again. Then you start losing your money. You're like, well, then where's the money going? Because you taking what you said you wanted to be consistent which was saving money, but you found a way to save money, which was to cook dishes and stuff at home. But now you being flexible because like, oh, well, the girls invited me out. The homies said we could go out to eat. They said we could, take a trip and go out to eat. Like, then you come on now. It's not consistent. No, yeah. At the end of the day, it's not consistent. So just find a balance. Which we do talk about. Y'all go back to this. All right, next question is, does self-discipline play a role in consistency?
Definitely. Self-discipline, definitely. You have to be disciplined in a whole lot of things. And especially when it comes to being consistent, you're going to need that self-discipline. You're going to need it. Because like we said earlier, it's going to be times to you're not going to do whatever you're trying to be consistent. Literally. Like life is going to hit you. Procrastination going to hit you. The laziness going to hit you. And it's going to have to be, you're going to have to take accountability and own it. Like, okay, like, no, I need to do this. Like, and like a lot of people say, the most times when you be like, oh my goodness, like I really do not want to do it, it's the time when you need to do it the most. So being self-disciplined plays a major role in being consistent. Because if you are not disciplined enough, you're going to snowball. You're going to downfall because it's going to be where your procrastination is going to get in the way. And you're like, oh, well, I'm just not going to go to the gym. And then you missing a day, you're going to end up missing a week. And then that week, going to end up missing a month. We have to find some type of self-discipline with that one.
That works for class too.
That too. That too.
No one else like yep. You know, I'm going today. You end up missing the class and you found you to miss that whole week. I missed a month of class, man.
Yeah,
that's a bit much. A week? Yes. A month is crazy. You're going to figure it out. But absolutely, self-discipline plays a role consistent because ultimately nobody can make you consistent but you. You know what I mean? It's your life and what you are seeking as far as whatever you're trying to be consistent with, whether that's working out, paying bills on time, saving, building your credit, whatever it may be. Only you can make yourself do that.
Literally.
You know, nobody else can make you do really anything you don't want to do. You know,
nobody can make you do nothing that you don't want to do. And another thing, if somebody is on, like, if I'm on somebody about something and I can tell, like, they just don't care, they gotta want it more than anybody else. So if you don't want it more than whoever else trying to push you to it, then you need to reanalyze that because you gotta want it first. You gotta want it. Nobody else.
And you just be like, because this is happening to like some way that it's really close to, you know, they want to get into a certain school, but it's like they're not putting it in. And it's like everybody around them wants them to have that more than they do. And it's like I can't want that more than you because I'm not gonna be at the school. You are. You are. You gonna be doing the assignments. You gonna be doing the work. You have to build a consistent pattern now that I'm willing to do whatever to get into this school because it's what I really want. Somebody cannot want something that you claim you really want more than you really, really want it. Your really wants right here, everybody else is up here. That's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Because nobody's ultimately gonna be able to put that consistent pattern for you. With the school, for instance, nobody's gonna be able to contact the school. Nobody's gonna be able to do the paperwork that's for the school. Nobody's gonna be able to call the people, your advisors, stuff like that, if you are not currently doing that for yourself. Now, if you run into a roadblock and you need some additional assistance, that's one thing. But if you ain't picked up the phone and made no call, like,
nah, for real. But that's for real. Cause, like, then you're gonna find yourself with that person constantly just wanting more than you. You're gonna find that person. You're gonna probably look at that person as nagging you or irritating you, and then it's just like, nah, that person just really just want the best for you, but you don't see that.
You gotta want the best for
you. Yeah, you gotta want it. You gotta want it more than anybody else. You gotta see it.
If you don't see it, then nobody else around you can see it.
Yeah.
You know, or sometimes we can see it. You can see it for somebody on the outside looking in, but if they can't see it, then you can't even push them closer to getting to that point of like, if you just do this, you consistent for 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, like you could be here. But if all they're seeing is right here in this moment, you're stuck.
Yeah, it's like, hey, you tried. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and I just hate seeing wasted potential.
Yeah, it's just like wasted potential. It's like right here at your fingertips, but you just don't see it or you just don't want to do it.
Yeah, it sucks. It's like you see all the gifts that somebody had that if they were just consistent with honing their craft, and I don't care what it is to be athletic, you know, mentally, art, whatever you do, it's a lot of crazy crap that people do now that are consistent with it. Great things with it, honestly. You know, if they were just consistent with it, you see that for it's just like it's so frustrating.
Yeah,
it's so frustrating.
It is because you gotta keep on repeating yourself. You gotta keep on reminding them. It's like you're gonna find yourself constantly doing it once if they ever get to that point. Now you gotta remind them, hey, make sure you do your homework. Make sure you do this. Make sure it's like then you're gonna be mentally drained.
Because you got your own life to worry about. You know, an encouraging word, yes. Pick me up, that's needed for everybody.
Some advice, like that's cool. But when you find yourself doing somebody else's work,
Yeah.
No.
Mm-mm. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Because that's not going to help you to learn to be disciplined in the things that you really want. You know, because the things that you really want are not going to come to you. You have to be disciplined. You got to be consistent. You got to work for it. That's just the bottom line.
Literally.
But you don't got that.
Mm-hmm.
The next question is, why is consistency so important?
Why is consistency so important? I feel like consistency is something that everybody needs in their life to like succeed, to prosper, because with consistency, or like I say persistency, um you need that in order to see like or to get what the things that you wish for in life. Like you need, like if you're trying to be a lawyer, you need to consistently be at class. You need to consistently seek for new knowledge to understand different things about law school or whatever you want to put that into perspective of. Like you need to consistently, you need to have some type of pattern or discipline to in order to get where you want to go in life. So yeah, that's very important.
I would definitely say consistency is most definitely important. But why it's important is that you develop patterns and stuff within your life. It could be the smallest thing, but if you develop consistency in the smallest things, and when it comes to the bigger things that you want, such as being a lawyer, being financially free, you're not gonna have any problem because you develop those habits and those patterns and those small things, such as just getting up and making your bed in the morning.
Literally.
Or get someone that's stampede. Get up in the morning and making your bed, or getting up, brush your teeth. You have that routine because you've been consistent with it so long.
Literally.
So you know exactly what you're gonna do because you've developed that routine for however many years you've been doing it.
And so now it's a habit. So once it's a habit, it's just like a natural thing now.
Yeah. You want your consistency to become a habit that you don't even have to think about, basically. So I'm gonna use the example, you want to be financially free. You want to be financially free, then first you're gonna figure out where are the problems that are keeping you from being financially free. If it's debt, then it's like, what are the debts? How much do they cost? How long is it gonna pay it off? That means that you don't need to be going to Cancun. You don't need to be ordering out, 4 or 5 times a week. You need to start cooking your ass at home.
Definitely, you gotta start at your roots first. Like you see a problem, look at the roots first.
Yeah.
Don't try to go at the top. You gotta start at the roots first. Don't try to be like, okay, I want to be financially free. How to make $1 million? Like you gotta start. Yeah.
Really small.
Like you gotta really start at your roots first. Learn how to budget. Learn how to be financially literate. Start reading books. Start surrounding yourself with people that's going to motivate you. People that makes you happy.
Not people that spend $1,000 on bottles.
Yeah. Don't surround yourself with people that don't know how to handle money. Because how are you gonna be financially free?
And they get paid on the first, they broke by the third. What the hell? Where did it go? What were you doing? If you broke and you paid your bills, that's different.
Yeah.
That's different.
You handled your priorities first.
Yeah.
Okay, that's different.
That's different. But if you broke and you didn't pay no bills and you that's problematic. That don't make sense. You always gotta handle the bills first. You gotta handle your business first. That's another reason why consistency is important, because it helps you to learn how to handle your business first and foremost. Because if you don't handle your business first and foremost, you will never be consistent with anything that you got going on in your life.
Literally.
Because you can't be consistent on the things that are important, that are really important. You going to buy bottles is not important.
You going out buying a 15 gram is.
It's not important.
That's a want. That's not a necessity.
You going to the $200 shopping spree, it's not important.
Literally. You going out with your girls, what are ninjas like? It's not important. Like go to the library, get some knowledge. Like what y'all like to say, go to YouTube University. They got some good informational stuff on them.
Nice audio.
Like for real.
The reason why people really don't reach where they want to go is because they're not consistent. They start with something, then they stop, or they run into a roadblock, and it's like, it didn't work. And it's like, you didn't do anything to make it work. either though.
They're not disciplined, procrastination, and it's also I feel like it's the environment isn't a big percent, but it definitely plays a role. I feel like also some people just need that push, like that motivational person, like hey, like you right there. Like just I remember watching this, not watching, but seeing this picture, and it was like this. It was like a cartoon. It was this gold mine, and basically the quote meant like don't give up because you just don't know how close you are to the end. And how it was like this gold mine, and he was finna give up, and like it was like a thin piece of wall right there to the gold. So definitely, like sometimes a person just need that push or just like that motivation just for them to keep going.
Yes!
And then don't feel no type of way just because somebody else's consistency paid off before yours did.
Yeah.
You know, we sometimes get envious and jealous of other people with what we have, what God really has for us is so much bigger than that anyway. You
Right.
looking through the rear view mirror. But baby, God got the whole front view glass in
Literally.
front of you. Big ass glass. You just like, yeah, they doing this. You looking out your damn side mirror of the car. Baby, the whole
Like, girl, just pay attention to your lane. Stay into your lane. How can you focus on your lane if you too busy looking at other? That's the reason why you keep on swerving. Like, you gotta, like, you gotta pay attention to yours, girl. And like I think I said this in one of the other videos. If you ever see somebody that's close to you really making it, that God has blessed them with something, do not become envious. Just look at it as if he's in the neighborhood, like he's near you, like you might be next.
I just want everybody to
For real, like you really,
want to be around nobody.
yeah,
Jealous
like
and I don't want to be around you.
I'm just about to say, like I want anybody that's in my circle to eat. Like if I'm eating, you won't eat. Like,
because I mean, all of our consistency, whatever we're doing, is paying off.
yeah,
Like, just because bias came before mine, that don't mean that mine is not over the horizon.
for real.
Y'all see y'all friends at the top of the hill because they did this and they've been working and stuff like that, and you halfway there, and then you just like, well, it must not be my time. How do you know that? When you just stop. And then you never restart either. Then you hear people all the time, they talk about they started something at 20. It was cool and it was consistent, and something happened when they was 24. And then they never picked it back up because it was 55. And it's like, what happened in this period of time?
That girl said 50.
I mean, like that's yes.
Ooh, I was thinking she was gonna say like a good 35. That shit said 55.
Some people do let stuff shelf for like 10, 12 years, but some people let that stuff shelf for longer. And then you, okay, y'all. Y'all looking rolling things today. Anyway, they shelf all the time because of something that happened. They never can get that momentum back. They never get that consistency back. You know? But even at 35, I was not getting it back. But y'all get what I'm
So y'all get the point. Y'all get the idea what she's trying to say.
Anyway. Alright, anyway, our last question is what is some advice that you would give to someone that is struggling with being consistent?
Whew. Some advice that I would give, I would say don't stop. I feel like whenever being consistent, consistency, anything that you have in life or anything that you got did not come easy. Whether that's trying to build a healthy habit, whether you're trying to learn a new hobby, whatever you want to do, anything in life does not, like, you gotta really put in the work. Like you gotta kind of like, life is kind of like about strategy, not only working hard but putting in the work, strategizing, kind of like what you call it, work smarter not harder, something like that. So whenever being consistency, definitely I would recommend whatever you're going through, do not stop, don't give up, because you don't know how close you are to whatever you're trying to achieve. Being consistency definitely takes motivation, discipline, willpower. Like you gotta really, whatever you're trying to achieve, you gotta really like have tunnel vision for this. Like you don't, whenever you're trying to achieve something, you don't need the other outside attractions. Whenever you have other outside attractions, that's when stuff go wrong. Like I said from the previous time, focus on your lane. Do not look at everybody else's lane. Have tunnel vision on your lane. Focus on your lane and make sure that you have other people around you to give you that push if you need that type of motivation for you to keep going. Because, like I say, it does get time to where you don't want to keep going. You want to just quit because it's easier to just quit. You know what I'm saying? So I'll definitely say to just keep going and don't stop.
I don't say everything was said. But yeah. I mean, when it comes to being consistent, those gonna be a process. So be patient with yourself, but don't be worried about what others say or do about it because it's not their lane of consistency.
Mm-hmm.
You know that what you're being consistent about is going to pay off. It may not be tomorrow, it may not be next week, it may not even be next month or next year, but eventually it's going to pay off. Because as long as you are actively working on it, at some point it's gotta work.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is, And don't be trying to go for the grand slam. You just need to get to first base with consistency. Do not don't make a crazy thing about I'm trying to lose 100 pounds in 1 week.
Huh?
That's not
yeah,
realistic.
Girl, you gotta be realistic with yourself.
Get to first base.
I'm just about to
say.
say.
Lose a pound.
Yeah.
That's a lot more realistic.
Or even just knowing how to even lose weight.
Yeah.
Let me do cardio 3 times a week and change my diet. Right. Okay, I know how to lose weight. All right, let's put in the work to do this. Right. Also, you also need when being consistent, you need to be patient because it's not gonna come overnight. No. It's not coming overnight, girl. You definitely got to be patient and being consistent and knowing that you have faith that okay, whatever I'm being consistent in is going to eventually happen. It's going to eventually work.
Yeah. Be consistent, y'all. It's not y'all. Even doesn't show dividends.
Literally.
Or maybe just don't ignore the small dividends that come along the way because you're looking for the big swing.
Definitely.
You look at you have $100,000 in the day. You like I'm just gonna pay $90,000 by a month. Unless you got it like that,
About to say, now if you got it like that, then hey. Just about to say, cause what was you doing?
Just take the small goals. Like you pay $5.
It's something. It's better. I was about to say it's something. You started with something. Something is better than nothing. You know what I'm saying? But definitely, yeah, just learn how to strategize things. Be open-minded. Mm-hmm. Think smart, not harder. Don't make sure you, like I say, make sure you have people in your life that's gonna help you with stuff like this. Because when you're not knowledgeable of something else, somebody around you may be knowledgeable of that. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Because a little help ain't gonna hurt nobody.
And always remember why you started with being consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Write down the goal the day that you start. That way you have that tough period. Like I can go back in my notes, my journal, wherever you wrote it down and be like, this is why I'm trying to be better with this. Mm-hmm. But other than that, y'all, that's it. Mm-hmm. We appreciate you for tuning in. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. And comment your favorite part of the video in the comments. That wasn't clear enough. In the comment section. Or on our social media. We have that too.
That too. Follow us at the Certified Chat. Everything is the same. Certified Chat.
Once that little mic on it, that's us.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Uh-huh. But other than that, y'all, we'll see you in the next one. So y'all take care.
And don't forget to share this with your grandma. We'll see y'all. We'll see y'all later.